Imagine uncovering a fortune worth $2 billion. Now picture that fortune in the hands of a Hamas leader. This isn't a plot from a spy novel, it's a real-world controversy that's stirring up global debates. In this deep dive, we're peeling back the layers of mystery surrounding this immense wealth. How does a leader of Hamas, an organization known for its complex role in international politics, come to possess such a fortune? And more intriguingly, how is this wealth used? Hamas, often in the headlines, is a group with a story that many of us hear about but few truly understand. Recognized as a terrorist organization by several countries, its activities and funding are subjects of intense scrutiny and speculation. Today, we're not just talking numbers, we're exploring the shadows of power, money, and politics. This journey isn't just about understanding a leader's wealth, it's about connecting the dots in a larger narrative of global security and regional dynamics. Background on Hamas. Let's start with the basics. Hamas, a name that echoes through news channels worldwide, has a story that's as complex as it is controversial. Born out of the early conflicts in the Middle East that emerged in the late 1980s during the First Intifada, a Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. At its heart, Hamas is a multifaceted organization. It's not just a political entity, it's also known for its social services in Gaza. But here's the catch. Many countries, including the United States and members of the European Union, label it a terrorist organization. Why? Because of its military actions and stated goal of establishing an Islamic State in place of Israel. This dual nature of Hamas, a provider for some, a perpetrator for others, sets the stage for our story. It's an organization that operates in the shadows, balancing between its political aspirations and its more contentious activities. Understanding Hamas is key to unraveling the mystery of how a leader within this group could amass a fortune said to be in the billions. It's a puzzle that involves politics, power, and of course, money. Source of wealth. Now let's turn our focus to the heart of the matter, the $2 billion fortune. How does a leader in Hamas come by such an immense sum? The answer isn't straightforward, but it's certainly fascinating. Firstly, it's essential to understand that Hamas funding comes from a variety of sources. Some of these are open and legitimate, like donations from supporters across the globe. But then there are the more shadowy avenues. Alleged involvement in illicit activities like smuggling and questionable financial dealings. Reports and investigations suggest that a significant portion of this wealth might stem from taxes and fees levied in Gaza, where Hamas holds power. Imagine every transaction, every market deal in the region potentially contributing to this fortune. But it's not just about local economics. International aid intended for the Palestinian people is another piece of this financial puzzle. There are claims, some backed by evidence, that portions of this aid are diverted, swelling the coffers of Hamas leaders. This complex tapestry of funding sources, blending legitimate with illicit, local with international, paints a picture of a sophisticated financial network. It's a system that operates under the radar, yet in plain sight, a system that raises as many questions as it answers. Spending overview. With a fortune estimated at $2 billion, the spending habits of a Hamas leader are not just a matter of personal luxury but a significant political interest. How this money is used can have far-reaching implications. A portion of this wealth is believed to fund the daily operations of Hamas. This includes everything from social services in Gaza, like schools and hospitals, to military activities. These funds help sustain the organization's presence and influence in the region. But the spending story doesn't end there. There are whispers of lavish lifestyles among some of the top brass in Hamas. Reports suggest that while Gaza faces economic hardships, some leaders live in relative opulence with luxury homes and expensive tastes. This stark contrast raises questions about the distribution and use of funds within the organization. Then there's the international aspect. Money is a powerful tool in global politics, and Hamas is no exception. Part of this fortune likely goes towards building international alliances and securing support for the Palestinian cause, navigating the complex web of Middle Eastern politics. International response. The financial activities of Hamas, particularly those of its leaders, don't just echo within the confines of Gaza or the Palestinian territories, they resonate on the global stage. The international response to this $2 billion fortune is a complex mix of diplomacy, legal action, and sometimes outright confrontation. Countries and international organizations have long been grappling with how to deal with Hamas' financial network. The United States and the European Union, among others, have imposed sanctions aimed at disrupting these financial flows, especially those linked to military activities. But it's not just about sanctions. There's also a concerted effort to track and block the channels through which this money moves. Banks and financial institutions worldwide are on high alert for transactions that might be funneling funds to Hamas, making the financial landscape a challenging one for the organization. This response isn't just about trying to curb the power of Hamas. It's also about protecting the integrity of the international financial system and preventing the misuse of funds that could exacerbate the conflict in the Middle East. Impact on Gaza and the Palestinian territories. The story of a Hamas leader's $2 billion fortune isn't just a tale of politics and power plays. It has a human face too. The impact of these financial activities on the people of Gaza and the Palestinian territories is profound and multifaceted. In Gaza, where Hamas exerts significant control, the economic situation is complex. On one hand, some of the funds are used for social services and infrastructure, providing much-needed support to a population facing severe challenges. Schools, hospitals, and social welfare programs often rely on these funds for their operation. However, there's another side to this coin: the concentration of wealth among the leadership and the alleged diversion of funds meant for public services raise critical questions about equity and governance. While some leaders may live in luxury, many Gazans face poverty, unemployment, and limited access to basic necessities. The international sanctions and financial scrutiny, while aimed at curbing Hamas' military capabilities, can also have unintended consequences. Restrictions on financial flows can hinder humanitarian aid and economic development, exacerbating the hardships faced by ordinary people. The future of Hamas and regional stability. As we reach the end of our exploration into the $2 billion fortune of a Hamas leader, it's crucial to look ahead. What does the future hold for Hamas, and how might it impact the ever-evolving landscape of the Middle East? Hamas stands at a crossroads. Its financial activities, while providing resources, also attract intense scrutiny and opposition. The organization's future actions, especially in how it manages its wealth, will significantly influence its role in Palestinian politics and its relationship with the international community. The stability of the region is closely tied to how situations like this unfold. If Hamas chooses a path of transparency and shifts towards more peaceful and diplomatic methods, it could lead to a reduction in sanctions and a better life for the people of Gaza. On the other hand, continued military activities and opaque financial dealings might only deepen the region's challenges. The international community too has a role to play. Finding ways to address security concerns while supporting the humanitarian needs of the Palestinian people will be critical. It's a diplomatic tightrope that requires careful navigation to foster peace and stability in the region. Moreover, the Palestinian people's aspirations for statehood and self-determination remain central to this narrative. How Hamas, with its significant influence and resources, contributes to or hinders these aspirations will be a key factor in shaping the future of the region. The story of a Hamas leader's fortune is more than just a tale of wealth and power. It's a reflection of the broader struggles and hopes of a region at the heart of global attention. As we watch this story unfold, the decisions made by Hamas, the international community, and the Palestinian people themselves will write the next chapters in the quest for peace and stability in the Middle East. As we reach the end of our exploration into the $2 billion fortune of a Hamas leader, it's clear that this is more than just a story about money. It's a narrative that intertwines the threads of power politics and human struggle. This fortune, shrouded in mystery and controversy, is a symbol of the complexities facing Hamas at the Palestinian territories. It represents the challenges of governance under conflict, the ethical dilemmas in funding resistance movements, and the stark realities of inequality. The international efforts to monitor and control these funds highlight the ongoing struggle to balance security concerns with humanitarian needs. The actions taken by governments and organizations around the world are not just financial measures, but also political statements reflecting the intricate dynamics of Middle Eastern politics and global diplomacy.